Good morning to all of you and welcome. So friends, today we'll continue with the major climatic regions of the world. First we'll go for this. I hope we'll able to complete it today. First climatic type we'll go for here now is British type of climate. British type of climate. Otherwise, it is also called as cool temperate western margin climate. Cool temperate western margin climate. Cool temperate western margin climate. Okay. Cool temperate western margin or British type of climate. If I'll go for the location of this, as I told you earlier in the box, climatic regions box which we have done, it is between 45 to 60 degree latitude. 45 to 60 degree latitudes between latitudes at the western coastal margins. At the western coastal margins, 45 to 60 degree latitude at the western coastal margins, you'll find this western coastal margin. Okay. So cool temperate western margin climate. Cool temperate western margin climate, 45 to 60 degree latitude at the western coastal margin, you will find this western coastal margin. Okay. And it is best developed over the Great Britain and British Isles, over the Great Britain. Okay. So it is also called as the British type of climate. It is called as the British type of climate. Okay, my friends, as we know, these climatic regions between 45 to 60 degree latitude, so definitely it is influenced throughout the year by westerly wind, isn't it? So this climate is greatly influenced by the westerly wind. It is greatly influenced by the westerly wind almost throughout the year. साल भर इस पे वेस्टर्ली विंड से ये प्रभावित रहेंगे, इसीलिए it also gives rainfall almost throughout the year. It also gives rainfall almost throughout the year. ये बारिश भी देता है, साल भर बारिश भी देता है. This is the uniqueness of this particular climate. Okay. If I'll go for the distribution, first is Western Europe, where you have the British Isles. Second one, Vancouver regions of Canada in North America. In North America, Vancouver regions of Canada you have. Vancouver region of Canada in North America, you have this type of climate. Western Europe, Vancouver region, Canada. Third one is Tasmania Tasmania of Australia. Fourth one is you have New Zealand. Entire New Zealand you have because it is also greatly influenced by the entirely influenced by the westerly wind system. New Zealand. And the fifth one is you have southern part of Chile, southern Chile. So it is found, as I said, in this region. You see, this region. It is Vancouver regions in Australia, Vancouver. This is the New Zealand area, New Zealand regions. Vancouver, sorry, this is Tasmania. Tasmania here in Australia, Tasmania of Australia, New Zealand. Then you have in South America, you see here, southern part of Chile here, Chilean southern part. Now here, you can see Vancouver Island is there in Canada, US border here, Canada mein, Vancouver, as well as the entire regions of Western Europe, this particular region, Western Europe region. So these are the region where you have British type of climate. Okay, British type of climate you will find in these regions. Western Europe, Vancouver, Tasmania, New Zealand, Southern Chile. So distribution is this is. Now we will go for the climatic characteristics. Climatic characteristics. Okay, this climate is greatly influenced by westerly wind, I said. Okay, so first point is almost throughout the year moderate to low intensity rainfall due to the consistent impact of the westerly wind from the ocean. From the ocean it is coming, westerly wind is there from the ocean almost throughout the year, moderate to low intensity rainfall, due to the consistent impact of the westerly wind from the ocean. Almost throughout the year, moderate to low intensity rainfall. Though you have autumn season bit of high rainfall, you have here. Second point is it is influenced by the temperate cyclone. Influenced by temperate cyclone. So cyclonic rainfall is there. Because it is influenced by the temperate cyclone, so there is cyclonic rainfall also. We have temperate cyclonic rainfall. Okay. We have in the British type of climate mild. You have like the winter, if you look at cold winter no doubt, and warm summer you have. Warm summer and cold winter Okay, the temperature is, it has almost equable climate, which is favorable for, which is most favorable for the human habitation, for the human being. This is what I am saying on the basis of the writings by some of the British geographers. Warm summer, cold winter, it has almost equable climate which is most suitable for human being, as it is saying. So it is known as, so called as comfort climate. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Comfort climate. It is also called as the comfort climate. इसको क्या कहते हैं? Comfort climate. It is also otherwise called as the comfort climate. Generally, it is called as the comfort climate. Comfort climate, you know why it is called as comfort climate? Because I said you will not have much problem there, variation in the temperature also less. Most suitable climatic condition बताया जाता है ये. That's why. Rainfall, average rainfall if you will see again, I said moderate rainfall you will have, not very heavy rainfall. So annual average rainfall, if you will see the requirement, if you look at in that particular regions, whatever needed for our human, 5 to 15 degree ranges temperature, summer are cooler here. Cyclonic activities may leads to the rainfall, I told you. So the rainfall will be more at the coast, and if you will go towards the interior part, gradually intensity will decrease. At the coastal area, the rainfall may up to go to 100 centimeter. In the interior part, goes to even 50-60 centimeter. So there is a decrease in the rainfall from the coast towards the interior part, because the marine impact gradually decreases. Anyway, this region has, that's why natural vegetation, deciduous vegetation is there, and some mixed vegetation also you have here in these regions. Natural vegetation, temperate deciduous vegetation is more. There are few trees may be of semi-evergreen type or evergreen type, but mostly these are temperate deciduous vegetation. Oak, elm, birch, maple, etc. These trees are there. These trees are generally found. These are generally found. ये सब ट्री, ये जो है ना, ये सब ट्रीज मोस्टली मिलते हैं यहाँ. टेम्परेट डेसिडुअस वेजिटेशन है, ओक, एल्म, birch, maple, these are like poplar, ये सब होता है. Poplar नाम सुना है? Poplar. These trees you will have natural vegetations you are having like this. In some cases, some exceptional, like in the British climate and Mediterranean climate transition phase, you have like some regions have redwood, red sequoia in the coastal region. Redwood or red sequoia is found at the coastal margins of North America, especially near the transitional zone between the Mediterranean and British climatic zones. Mediterranean and British climatic zones. Redwood, red sequoia. Redwood or red sequoia, it is the tallest tree among all, one among the tallest tree here. Okay, tallest tree in the world. Here is a question they are asking, like one of your friend, is the British climate is also influenced by warm oceanic current. See, British climate to some extent, in some regions it is influenced by warm oceanic current, but not everywhere. For an example, modification is there here because it is greatly influenced by westerly wind. Warm ocean current is influencing very less. For example, the west wind, you have your North Atlantic drift ocean current, which is just going away. Look at here, this is the British climate. यहाँ से देखो ऐसे जाती है, कौन सा North Atlantic drift, it goes like this. Bit of influence is there, but not a strong influencer. यहाँ पे ऐसे Alaskan current है, ये warm current है यहाँ पे. And here you have, there is no such any current, warm current का कोई role नहीं है. There is no influence of warm current. But यहाँ पे देखो, at this part, there is a, what is that? Warm current comes in this way. Bit of influence up to here. Not much, but there are bit of influence. So we cannot say that there is clear-cut influence of the warm current. But yes, wherever there is influence of warm current, the rainfall is more. So these are the things here. I'm sorry, please wait. Sometimes we are not able to write whatever you have written in the board. Okay, I'll do that. So earlier one is completed to all of you. You have done. Okay. If not, please let me show you here. These are the vegetation. पहला वाला मैं ये बताया था. Comfort climate. I hope you must have written this. Second, I said about temperate deciduous vegetation and whatever is there. Third one, redwood related things I did said. Okay, let me now move on to another important point of this is this region. If you look at the vegetation, as I told you, commercial point of view, if you look at some of the, अच्छा एक क्वेश्चन है कि if rainfall is up to 9 to 10 months in a year, almost year round, 9 to 10 months in a year, then why you have deciduous vegetation? My friend, during the winter what happen? Winter season dryness prevails, and because of which there is leaf shedding. That is the cause. Okay, major cause is winter cold, that winter time. Okay, next one. Let us talk about the what type of human and economic aspect in these regions. This region, human and economy, British climate, British climatic region is most suitable for dairy farming, truck farming, that is the perishable goods which can be transported overnight by a truck to the nearest consumption center. Truck farming. I said these are perishable goods which can be transported overnight by a truck to the nearest consumption center. जो कि ओवरनाइट आपने कोई भी नियरेस्ट कंजम्पशन सेंटर और द सिटी को ट्रांसपोर्ट कर पाओगे. एग्जाम्पल ऑफ दिस ट्रक फार्मिंग वी कैन गिव like dairy products, dairy, vegetables, flour, etc. ये सब चीजें जो है ना, vegetables, flour, etc. which can be overnight transported to the nearest area, truck farming, dairy farming, floriculture, honeybee cultivation, apiculture, which is called as apiculture. Apiculture also is very dominant in these regions. Apiculture. So the British climate is known for all these. All these, goods, particularly as I said about this, perishable goods, etc. Okay. Let's now move on to the next point. ये तो हो गया आपकी कहाँ पे डेयरी फार्मिंग में बहुत बढ़िया है. ये डेयरी फार्मिंग में वन ऑफ द लीडर हियर डेयरी फार्मिंग में. आप देखो न्यूजीलैंड इज नोन फॉर डेयरी फार्मिंग. द ब्रिटिश ईस्टर्न यूरोपियन कंट्री known for dairy farming. You know that. Denmark is known for dairy farming. It has a British type of climate. Denmark region. So this is where dairy farming is very important. Okay, no other things as such we have like to say, but British climate, these are the most important characteristics of British climate. Okay, in these regions, fishing also, Norway, British Columbia region, fishing, dairy farming, fishing also is now dominating. Fishing also, but fishing will be more important in Laurentia than the British type of climate. Though British type of climatic region also has fishing, known for the fishing also. Okay. Okay. Fine. After this particular regions, after this particular climatic region, let us look at now another one. After British, you have Siberian climate. Siberian climatic regions. Siberian climatic region. This climate otherwise called as cool, temperate, central continental climate. Cool, temperate, central continental climate. Siberian climate otherwise called as the cool, temperate, central continental climate. Okay. Again I am saying this climate otherwise called as the cool, temperate, central continental climate. Best developed over the Siberia regions of Russia. Best developed over Siberian region of Russia. So it is Russian Siberia, which you will call Russian Siberia also. So by the way, as I said, cool, temperate, central continental climate it is. Cool, temperate, central continental climate, best developed over the Siberian regions of the Russia. Now I'd like to say one thing here about this, that this Siberian climate, as I said about the continental climate, it has maximum continentality among all the climatic types. सबसे ज़्यादा अगर continentality का प्रभाव है तो यही climatic regions है. I mean, there is no influence of the ocean in this type of climate. Okay. सब देखते हैं कहाँ है ये, where you will get this. It is generally found between which region? Generally it is found between 45 to 60 degree latitudes at the central part of the cool, temperate regions. Cool, temperate regions. Generally found between 45 to 60 degree latitudes at the central part of the cool, temperate regions. Generally found between 45 to 60 degree latitudes at the central part of the cool, temperate regions. Cool, temperate regions. Okay. It is found between the central part of the cool, temperate regions, I said. Now, a very important point I would like to say again is I said about Russian Siberia, where it is very well developed, 45 to 60 degree latitude. cool temperate region. First point I'll say where it is. First I told you that is Russian Siberia, and second one is North America. It is in the central Canada. In Canada, mostly it is central part of Canada, North America, you have this. Remember, this type of climate, Siberian climate is not found, it is not found in our southern hemisphere. It is not found in the southern hemisphere. Why will not find in southern hemisphere? You will not find this in southern hemisphere because of absence of vast continental area at this latitude. So please note down again. Siberian climate is not found. It is not found. Siberian climate is not found in the southern hemisphere. Siberian climate is not found in the southern hemisphere due to the absence of large continental area with east-west extent at the okay, with the east-west extent. Siberian climate is not found in the southern hemisphere due to the absence of large continental area with east-west extent. So the Siberian climate is not found here because of that cause. Siberian climate is not found in the southern hemisphere due to the absence of large continental area with the east to west extent. हमें इस टाइप का नैरोइंग डाउन होता है ना, देखो कोई भी कॉन्टिनेंट है 45 to 60 डिग्री वाला बात जहां कहेंगे तो यहाँ पे है नहीं, यहाँ यह 45 डिग्री 60 डिग्री, here it is, this region here it is coming, we don't have, and ये very narrow, New Zealand is here, so we have mountain is this side and complete influence of the ocean, vast continental area नहीं है. बाकी in this region we don't have narrowing down of this South America. That is the cause it is absent. We will not find this type of climate in southern part. Okay. So Siberian climate is not found in the southern hemisphere due to the absence of large continental area with east-west extent. पर दो जगह पे मैंने कहा यहाँ पे in Asia you will find out and in North America, nowhere else. ये दोनों जगह पे है. Let us look at now this regions a Siberian part, as I said. What is the climatic characteristics? First climatic characteristics is the most important one. First one, पहला climatic characteristic क्या है? First climatic characteristics here is the most important thing. First climatic characteristics, more continentality of climate leads to extreme temperature range, that is highest range of temperature highest annual range of temperature, highest annual range of temperature among almost all climatic regions of the world. Again I am saying, more continentality of climate leads to extreme temperature range, highest annual range of temperature among almost all climatic regions of the world. Here you will find out. Winter and summer temperature average, if you look at, is very high. Annual range is highest because of the continentality. During the winter, 5 to 6 feet of average snowfall. During the winter, 5 to 6 feet of average, snowfall you have. Average snowfall. Bitter cold condition. Okay. This is here is a very important factor here. Temperature always, in fact, cold winter, severe cold winter, we have very low temperature, and summer is cool. Okay. During the winter, 5 to 6 feet of average temperature, 5 to 6 feet of average snowfall, and temperature is much below the freezing point. In fact, winter में -13 डिग्री सेल्सियस तक होता है, -13 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर winter, and in summer plus 18 degrees Celsius. So cool summer, summer is cool, winter is very cold, -13 degrees Celsius temperature during the winter, plus 18 degrees Celsius during the summer. On an average, I am saying this is the case here. On an average, this is the case. Okay. One more point I would like to say on this. Winter is frozen snowfield you have, winterize. Summer you have temperature 18 degree, but evaporation is there. Because of melting of this ice, in the summer season there is rainfall. Summer maximum rainfall. Rainfall in the summer season you will find in this type of climate, precipitation in this May goes up to 60 to 75 centimeters, 60 to 75 cm rainfall. So rainfall is there, precipitation is there here, melting of the snow takes place, and subsequently enough water it will have here. because of the melting of the snow, we have mostly water runoff is there in these particular regions. आपका ये जो इस रीजन में जैसे बताया मैंने कि forest, if you look at, moisture is available, convectional rainfall you will have. Summer maximum rainfall, mostly convectional rainfall. Convectional rainfall. In the winter, sometimes you have sleet. Sleet mean sleet, that is mixed snow with rainfall. Mixed snow with rainfall. Sleet will have during the early winter. Early winter में ये रहता है, sleet होता है. Late winter only snowfall होता है. Among the precipitation, I mean rainfall is there, snowfall is there, sleet. All these three you will get. Sometimes even the temperate cyclone also brings this sleet and all. Temperate cyclone also. Now, what type of vegetation you will get? Natural vegetation. Natural vegetation. Natural vegetation, what type it will have? Temperate, softwood, coniferous vegetation. Please note down. Temperate, coniferous vegetation. These are softwood. Hardwood nahi hai, softwood. They are temperate coniferous vegetation, also called as taiga vegetation. So क्या बोलते हैं? Taiga vegetation. We usually call as, these are softwood. Taiga vegetation is a softwood. In this case, you have the softwood here. Now, cool temperate type of vegetation here. Cool temperate type of temperate vegetation you will have like so. It is like softwood. They are evergreen coniferous vegetation mostly. Taiga, which is called as. I said this is softwood, evergreen coniferous vegetation. The trees here, most of these trees, if you look at the trees here, species, the tree species like pine, fir, larch, cedar, birch, spruce, Douglas fir, pine, fir, larch, cedar, birch, spruce, Douglas fir, etc. All these are there in this particular. ये coniferous मतलब क्या होता है? These trees are like this shape. Trees ऐसे. This type. So because they are adjusted with the snowfall in that region, vegetations will be like this. This type of vegetations you have, adjusted with the snowfall in that region. ये snowfall के साथ adjusted है. This is completely adjusted with the snowfall. It is completely adjusted with the snowfall. It is adjusted with the snowfall. Pine, fir, larch, cedar, birch, spruce, Douglas fir, deodar, all these are there. So temperate natural vegetation here, temperate coniferous vegetation, taiga vegetation, which is called as the taiga vegetation, which you will get in these regions. Okay, these are evergreen vegetation. Evergreen vegetation, mostly the evergreen vegetation you will find out in this particular part. Sufficient supply of moisture is there. For that region only you have here this type of vegetation. It is found in the Chile, in New Zealand, in Tasmania, everywhere you will find out, all the entire regions of the world where you will have this, it is available. Okay, this regions is in fact not that favorable for agriculture, but lumbering के लिए सबसे important है. If I'll go for human and economy of this region, human and economy of this region, if I'll say, then this area, this climatic region is known for lumbering. Lumbering is the most important activity of people here. Lumbering is the most important activity of the people. सबसे important है lumbering. Lumbering, that is, they cut the trees and export it to different part. Softwood has lot of softwood generally has a lot of scope in the market also. A lot of scope in the market. Okay. Lumbering, the trees there because of why lumbering, commercial importance of the taiga vegetation is more due to the first is number one, more commercial demand for softwood. Second one, softwood are mostly used in like packaging industry. Softwood are used in it is demand from packaging industry. Demand from the packaging industry is there. Then you have furniture and you have handicraft industry. We have also the demand of this in paper and pulp industry. Demand from commercial demand of softwood is more. आप प्लाई बनाते हो जो भी है ना, सॉ डस्ट बना के उसको करते हैं. Demand from packaging industry, furniture and handicraft industry is there, paper and pulp industry is there. All these things are there. Paper, pulp, handicraft सभी होते हैं. More commercial demand for softwood, demand from packaging industry, furniture and handicraft industries, paper and pulp industry, ये सब में आएगा. Paper and pulp industry, okay, for all these. Like, as I just said about this, another a बहुत important factor एक होता है, क्या पता है, with this demand is more because of transport cost is less. Low transport cost is also one more factor. Low transport cost is also one more factor here. Low transport cost is also one major factor. My friends, some of you are asking, sir, in the hill station also you will get this type of trees. Yes, we get this. In even in the mountainous region of Himalaya, we will find this. Okay, Magar, a deciduous to evergreen. Here also temperate evergreen as well as deciduous we are getting here. Temperate evergreen mostly in the upper reaches. We will discuss about that one in the Himalayan vegetation. We have this type of vegetation. Yes, it is. In India also you will find out. Okay, but the quality of wood in that case and here it is different. Low transport cost मैंने कहा, paper and pulp industry, furniture and handicraft, demand from packaging, all these things are there. Okay, ये सब है taiga vegetation में, all these things are there in the taiga vegetation. Okay, in the taiga vegetation. Okay, now ये जो climate है, ये जो regions है, this is ice shelf is confined to some region. Why transport cost is less? Can anyone tell me? ये transport cost क्यों कम होता है यहाँ पे? It is because during the winter you cut the trees. Okay, आप winter में जो river valley है ना वहाँ पे लेके आप छोड़ दो. You cut the trees and you leave it. ये जो tree है आप cut करके you can cut the trees, these trees and leave it here. Now what happened during the winter में tree cutting होगा, tree cutting and summer transportation. How it is? You cut the tree in the winter and drag it up to the river valley and leave it. Now during the summer season, while there is melting of the water, these will float downward. ये सब downward float करके you can collect it here. यहाँ पे आप collect कर सकते हो इसको. Downstream, you can collect it. So transport cost is not there. You just cut the tree and very easy to drag them in the snow covered region. Snowfield में easily आप ले आ पाओगे, glide करेगा easily, and you dump it near the river valley. While the water melts away, it will take them downstream. So transport cost इसलिए कम होता है, and in the downstream you can collect it here at, this is known as the lumbering town. Lumbering town. It is called as the lumbering town. Lumbering town. It is called as the lumbering town. I said this town is a lumber, this is here is the new town, they will develop lumbering town, they develop in these regions because of only this type of vegetations. Now among all climatic type, इसका बहुत important है, what is the what I can say that challenge and problem with this climate. देखो British climate में इतना problem नहीं है, other climate doesn't have that type of problem. This climate has a lot of problem here. Let me tell you, this taiga vegetation is called as, you know what? Taiga vegetation is called as lungs of the earth. Lungs of the earth. Two area, lungs of the earth, taiga and one is selvas. Selvas of equatorial rainforest, if you remember. There are two lungs of the earth. One is taiga, another one is selvas. Selvas and taigas, they are responsible for providing proper oxygen to, they provide oxygen, proper oxygen. So they are known as the lungs of the earth. There are two lungs of the earth, I said, taiga and selvas. So it has greatest ecological significance. एक चीज याद रखें, one particular tree here, the growth period for this tree is very long time it takes. जर्मिनेशन के बाद 1 फीट बढ़ने में इवन 60 इयर्स लग जाता है वन पाइन ट्री को इस रीजन में, 60 आई एम सेइंग. So in this way, very long time it takes, particularly in taiga region, for the growth of the forest, and that is the cause, sometimes when the forest get destroyed, it is very difficult for revival of the forest in these regions. Please note down here challenges and problems of this region. Challenges and problems. Challenges and problems with this region. First is the most important point here, challenges and problems. पहला होगा कि soil of the Siberian climatic region are acidic in nature, and the growth rate of vegetation is very, very slow. Soil of the Siberian climatic region are acidic in nature. Acidic in nature जो होता ना, ये soil जो होता है, इसलिए पोडजल soil है, PODZOL. Podzol is a soil. Podzol is a soil. Okay. Podzolization is a process. क्या होता है? In the cold condition, the decomposition rate or the bacterial activity is become very slow. It is very slow bacterial activity, so decomposition is very less. So humic acid they develop. Humic acid that develop acidic soil become acidic in nature. Decomposition proper नहीं होता है. Black are the soil are black in color. Black color soil होगा, मगर उस पे acidic होगा. Humic acid ज़्यादा होते हैं, and that's why this proper weathering is not there properly. They didn't weather, they didn't get completely decomposed. For that you have acidic soil. You will find out in case of Siberian regions or taiga forest. पहला है. And the growth rate of vegetation is very slow. मैंने कहा आपको, I just said that even one pine tree takes pine trees takes 60 years for 1 feet of growth in Siberia region. In Siberia region, Siberia region में पाइन ट्री, वो एक पाइन ट्री का ग्रोथ जो है ना, 60 years in 1 feet for 60 years, and the growth rate, because it is very slow, it is a problem. Once deforestation is there, regeneration of the forest takes long time. Okay, pine trees take 60 years for 1 feet growth in Siberian region. ये जो ना बहुत exceptional case है. This is here is very exceptional case, and so the forest regeneration. So the forest regeneration is very, very slow, very, very slow, and replacement of species, of lost species is very difficult. बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. जो स्पीसीज एक बार खत्म हो गया, रिप्लेसमेंट करना बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाते हैं. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Replacement of the species takes very long time. It is very difficult. So replacement of the species is very, very difficult. Okay, this is here is one very important one factor of this. Okay, Siberian region. Now Another second point, second challenges or problem of this region is unscientific deforestation. Unscientific deforestation. Unscientific deforestation or cutting of the trees for lumbering. It will create a greater ecological disaster in future. Okay, it is approaching towards a huge ecological disaster. Ecological disaster today, bringing ecological disaster. ये तो है थर्ड पॉइंट, melting of the snow caps, snow fields in Siberia. Siberia is very fast in the contemporary time. In the contemporary time, आजकल जो है ये बहुत मेल्टिंग ऑफ स्नो फील्ड, इट इज वेरी फास्ट, इट इज वेरी क्विक, बहुत जल्दी हो गया है, इट इज वेरी फास्ट और वेरी क्विक. So what happened here? It is also creating erosion. Very interesting. Soil erosion, deforestation is there, and soil erosion. Soil erosion is a new problem to this zone, to this region. See, as I said, it has the greatest ecological significance. Purification of air is there. So ecological imbalances in which it is also catalyzing as a factor for greater, more and quick ecological imbalances. For catalyzing as a factor for quick ecological imbalances in these regions. Melting of snow field in Siberia is very fast in the contemporary time. So soil erosion is a new problem to this particular region. Soil erosion सबसे बड़ा एक बड़ा problem आ गया है आजकल, ये सबसे important है, इसलिए that's why it is very very important for us. So these are the challenges here. And environmental disaster, if it will have, like because the contribution of oxygen is more from this region, purification of the air is now slowing down, so it will have problem. Even the Ukraine, now the war where you have, in this destruction of forest in Ukraine, and there are also possibility like in the changing, the impact of this is more in these regions. As I was reading some news clippings, I found it like the forested regions, Siberian forest of Russia, it has cleaned up, particularly for some, they are going for plantation agriculture in this region. What type of plantation crop? They are going for now in these regions, with because of wheat cultivation, winter wheat cultivation is there, and plantation crop in which they are planning for some specific commercially more important, in fact, the particularly pine and their species they are going for, hybrid species. Okay, that's the positive thing is we can have new species here. The growth rate is very quick. आपको पता होगा कुछ terminator technology, verminator technology and traitor technology. There are three types of biotechnology in which terminator technology में high yielding variety seeds we have prepared, and these seeds even can sustain even environmental conditions changes and all these. So ये जो नया जो seeds high yielding variety seeds है, it can be utilized, but it may change the natural settings of a region. जो आप प्लांटेशन कर रहे हैं अभी विद द हेल्प ऑफ न्यू सीड्स, द नेचुरल एनवायरनमेंट, नेचुरल जो इकोलॉजिकल स्टेबिलिटी था उस पर डेफिनेटली चैलेंज आएगा. सो ऑन अनदर पॉइंट, फोर्थ पॉइंट, वी कैन से दैट चेंजिंग लैंड यूज पैटर्न एंड decline in natural forest cover. Natural forest cover. Changing land use pattern and decline in the natural forest cover. This decline in the natural forest cover you have here. Okay, these are certain points here on this. Challenges में इतना ही. I'll now move on to the next important climatic region, is Lawrencean climate. Is it clear to you all? Lawrencean climate. Lawrencean climatic region, as the name itself says, Laurentian plateau is there in North America. Okay, so it is well developed over that region, isn't it? So it is found at the eastern margins of cool temperate region between 45 to 60 degree latitudes. Laurentian climate found at the eastern margins of cool temperate region between 45 to 60 degree latitudes. 45 to 60 degree latitudes. Between 45 to 60 degree latitudes. Okay. So it is best developed over the Laurentian plateau of North America. The Laurentian plateau of Canada in North America. North America की आप देखो north eastern part, we have the Laurentian plateau. This region we have best developed. Here you have see this is North America. This part of North America, here we have Laurentian climate. We are getting this Laurentian climate. So this Laurentian climate is best developed over the Laurentian plateau of Canada and North America. Okay. It is also found at the northeastern part of Russia and Hokkaido islands of Japan. Hokkaido islands of Japan. Okay. Of northern Japan, of northern नॉर्दर्न जापान, होकाइडो आइलैंड्स ऑफ नॉर्दर्न जापान। जापान की जो नॉर्दर्न पार्ट है, नॉर्दर्न मोस्ट होकाइडो, होन्शु, शिकोकू, क्यूशु, ryukyu, दीज आर देयर। Okay, it is also found at the northeastern part of Russia and Hokkaido islands of northern Japan। ये जो लॉरेंशियन क्लाइमेट है, लॉरेंशियन क्लाइमेट you will not found in southern hemisphere। While not found in southern hemisphere, Laurentian climate are absent in the southern hemisphere। It is not found in the southern hemisphere due to absence of lowland region between 45 to 60 degree latitude in southern hemisphere। Absence of lowland between 45 to 60 degree latitudes, 45 से 60 डिग्री लैटिट्यूड। absence of lowland मैंने कहा, absence of lowland region is absent here 45 to 60 डिग्री में। मतलब क्या है? Absence of lowland region between 45 to 60 degree latitude in southern hemisphere। आप देखो, this latitude 45 to 60 is absent in your Oceania, it is absent in Africa, only South America you have small region here, but this area is not a lowland, this is a plateau known as the Patagonia Plateau। This Patagonia Plateau which is there, upland area, it is a cold desert। ये पाटागोनिया प्लेटू जो है यहाँ पे कोल्ड डेजर्ट बन जाता है। क्यों कोल्ड डेजर्ट बनते हैं? बिकॉज ऑफ रेन शेडो इफेक्ट। रेन शेडो इफेक्ट लीड्स टू कोल्ड डेजर्ट हियर। ये जो रीजन्स है, देखिए, दिस लैटिट्यूड इज एब्सेंट इन ऑस्ट्रेलिया। ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो यहाँ पे खत्म हो गया, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में कहीं ये रीजन्स नहीं। यहाँ पे है आपका 45 डिग्री हियर, ऑस्ट्रेलिया में नहीं है। अफ्रीका में आप देखो, अफ्रीका ऑल्सो इट इज नॉट देयर, लाइक इन अफ्रीका ऑल्सो इट इज नॉट, यू विल नॉट गेट इज हियर। अफ्रीका के यह खत्म हो जाएगा 45 डिग्री। कहाँ है यहाँ पे? यू डोंट हैव दिस पर्टिकुलर पार्ट 45 डिग्री यहाँ पे, 45 डिग्री साउथ, 45 डिग्री साउथ ये है। ओनली वन कॉन्टिनेंट इज देयर, दिस इज कॉल्ड एज, हियर इट इज साउथ अमेरिका। इन साउथ अमेरिका ये जो कॉन्टिनेंट है, ये एरिया, हियर यू हैव फ्यू एरिया, यही रीजन है साउथ अमेरिका में। दिस इज द रीजन हियर, दिस पार्ट इन साउथ अमेरिका। बट यू नो दैट दिस रीजन इज इन पाटागोनिया। पाटागोनिया क्या है? प्लेटू रीजन्स है, पाटागोनिया प्लेटू रीजन्स। पाटागोनिया प्लेटू रीजन, so upland area it is, highland region, because it is highland and you know that this side you have a mountain। कौन सा mountain है? Andes mountain। and here you are well aware that this is, here is the high pressure condition is here। क्या है? subtropical high pressure is there and the wind will blow from the high to the low pressure in this way। ये हवा यहाँ से ऐसे बहेंगे। you know the things। now this side you have a mountain here, so definitely this side you have a rain shadow area। ये एरिया होगा क्या? ये हो गया आपका रेन शैडो जोन. Because of the westerly wind, you have a rain shadow area here. Is not it? You got it? ये इधर से westerly wind आ रहा है. This westerly wind, this is westerly. Westerly wind is coming here. This is here is a rain shadow effect here. I am saying this is rain shadow region. Rain shadow here. So Patagonia upland is there rain shadow. So it is a Patagonia became a cold desert. Patagonia became a cold desert. Cold desert. Cold desert formation का कल somebody has asked me question. Cold deserts are those deserts where there is no rainfall and a cold area. Cold desert best example here Patagonia है. Because of rain shadow effect, no rainfall. So the Laurentian climate were supposed to be. अगर lowland होता तो ये Laurentian climate होता. Okay, but here it is completely desert area. But rainfall is not there. So desert area. Desert area कौन सा desert है? Height is more. That's why it is cold desert. Cold deserts in the world, if you will see, they are known as the temperate desert. Cold deserts of the world. कौन कौन सा cold desert है? क्या कोई बता पाएंगे? Put a box and note down few of the cold deserts of the world. Let us see few of the cold deserts of the world. कुछ cold deserts का नाम देखते हैं हम लोग. एक बॉक्स के अंदर लिखिए और रखिए उसको. Let us see some cold deserts of the world. Okay. कुछ cold deserts देखते हैं वर्ल्ड की. First cold desert is in India. Which cold desert is there? Cold desert I am saying. इंडिया में कोई cold desert है? लद्दाख. लद्दाख in India. Gobi desert. Gobi desert in Mongolia. Gobi desert in Mongolia. Third one, Taklamakan. Taklamakan is in China. Fourth one, Ordos. Ordos desert is in China. Fifth one, Patagonia. Patagonia is in South America. ये सब है कोल्ड डेजर्ट है. कल somebody has asked me this question, please look at this, note it down. आप बोलेंगे सर लद्दाख कैसे डेजर्ट हुआ? लद्दाख जो है ना कश्मीर में, लद्दाख रीजन जो है हमारा नॉर्दर्न पार्ट पे, बिटवीन द पीर पंजाल रेंज का रेन शेडो होगा. ग्रेटर हिमालय है, पीर पंजाल है, तो रेन शेडो ऑफ द हिमालय इट इज. एंड अपलैंड एरिया, हाईलैंड, हाइट इज ऑल्सो मोर बिकॉज ऑफ द हिमालयन रेन शेडो एंड हाईलैंड. हाइट ज्यादा है तो ठंडा है. जिसको लद्दाख इज ए डेजर्ट. गोबी मंगोलिया चाइना बॉर्डर, दिस इज ऑल्सो मंगोलियन प्लेटू के ऊपर है हाइट. तकलामकान चाइना में रेन शेडो. ऑर्डस चाइना में इन द नॉर्दर्न पार्ट रेन शेडो. पटागोनिया इन साउथ अमेरिका इज ए रेन शेडो एंड हाइट. सो दीज आर लाइक द फैक्टर्स हियर रेस्पॉन्सिबल. हाइट इज ए मेजर फैक्टर. तो दो क्राइटेरिया, एक तो है बारिश नहीं होगा, दूसरा है हाइट होगा तो कोल्ड कंडीशन. Low rainfall and cold condition is the characteristics for temperate desert. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? क्लियर है सभी को? Somebody asked me about your Siberian tribes. Yakuts होते हैं, YAKUTS in Siberia. Samoyeds, SAMOYED, Samoyed. They are hunter and food gatherers. These people are the tribes here, hunting and food gathering. Yakuts and Yakuts, YAKUTS, SAMOYED, Samoyed. Samoyed or Yakuts, Siberian रीजन्स में ट्राइब होते हैं। फाइनली एक बार और लिखवा दूंगा बाद में। ये देखो एक, लेट अस लुक एट नाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर एरिया। नाउ क्लाइमेटिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है? व्हाट आर द क्लाइमेटिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ लॉरेंशियन क्लाइमेट? क्लाइमेटिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, first one, this region is influenced by the warm and cold oceanic currents. This region is influenced by the warm and cold oceanic currents. This region is influenced by the warm and cold ocean. This is a meeting place of warm and cold oceanic current. Okay. So, it experiences drizzling, बूंदाबांदी होगा, drizzling with foggy conditions. ये पहला है। Rainfall is for 8 to 9 months in a year. एक साल में 8 से 9 महीने तक बारिश होगा। 8 to 9 months in a year you have rainfall here. Rainfall for 8 to 9 months in a year. Rainfall is for 8 to 9 months in a year. Okay, a very, very important thing. Rainfall is for 8 to 9 months in a year. Due to the influence of these ocean currents, though it receives more rainfall in summer, summer season. Summer maximum rainfall you have here. It has summer maximum rainfall. It has summer maximum rainfall, okay. Maximum rainfall during the summer season or summer maximum rainfall. This is a very, very important point. Summer maximum rainfall. Rainfall is for 8 to 9 months or summer maximum rainfall, whatever is there. अच्छा, ये जो होगा ड्रिजलिंग होगा, समर में ज्यादा बारिश होंगे, and sometimes even temperate cyclone also influence of temperate cyclone. Sometimes we have the influence temperate cyclone also there. Temperate cyclone in the winter, early winter you have the temperate cyclone also. You will have the temperate cyclone also impact here in these regions. Now, what type of vegetation you will have? Natural vegetation, deciduous and evergreen, both type you will find out here. Vegetation is cool temperate forest, okay. Deciduous, temperate or cool temperate, deciduous and evergreen. Cool temperate mixed vegetation, that is deciduous and evergreen. Evergreen at the coast, deciduous at the interior part, bit of interior, deciduous you have. Very cold condition, deciduous. If you look at in this region, people will go for what? What are the most important activity of the people here you have? अगर हम देखेंगे यहाँ पे एक्टिविटी ऑफ द पीपल, ह्यूमन एंड इकोनॉमी, then people are going for lumbering. Most agriculture is restricted, lumbering and fishing. Fishing is there. Lumbering and fishing, most important. Fishing in the coastal area, fishing is a very important, most important activity of the people. So lumbering and fishing are the most important activity of the people. Lumbering and fishing. I hope it is clear to you. There is no other things as such important for this region. If you look at ecological aspect or tribal people, you don't have any much important tribe कोई नहीं है. And ecological aspect, if you see, again, not very remarkable any other things like the earlier one. So this is all about a Laurentian climate. After this, I'll move on to polar climate finally. We'll go for the polar climate, polar cold climate. Polar region, very cold climate here you have. Polar cold climate. In the polar region, you have the cold climate here. Polar cold climate. They are found across the continent that borders the Arctic Ocean. Okay, ice cap regions here. Okay, found between 60 to 90 degree latitude in both the polar area, in both the poles, It is a permanently frozen cold desert region, cold desert like zone. It is permanently frozen cold desert zone. Okay, this region here completely. Now let us see where we will get this cold polar area. It is, isn't it? So if you look at both the poles, I am saying, -60 south, 90 south, 60 north, 90 north. Let us say like this. So if it is 90 north here, the continental part, ये पूरे regions हैं. Arctic Ocean. So bordering the Arctic Ocean, the region which you have, this is here is the region here. But on the contrary, here you have Antarctica. ये अंटार्कटिका रीजन है, and this is Here it is North Canada, Russia, Canada. This is like the regions you are having. So आपका ये जो regions रहेगा, this is here is like this particular area. It will be like this. One part like this. Here Arctic Ocean is there. ये पूरी regions है. So in this area we have like what type of material you'll find out in these regions. You'll see. Degrees south. Okay, what exactly is the vegetation type you will find here, or what type of animal and plant you will find here? Here you have like maybe seal, polar bear, polar fox. Here you can get like reindeer, caribou. This side you have walrus, penguin, polar eagle, more. Like the if you'll see here, there is difference in terms of their Antarctica, southern hemisphere, northern hemisphere have different things. So in the north, when you have like the people here, like Lapps are there among the human being, Lapps, Eskimo. The tribes are there, Lapps and Eskimo. They lives in these regions, polar area. Winter climate minus 13 degrees Celsius average. Here it is entirely dark and bitterly cold. Okay, this region. These people have semi-nomadic life here. This Eskimo and Lapps says semi-nomadic life, hunting and semi. You have like hunting is a major, hunting and semi-nomadic life. Hunting men है इन लोगों का. Anyway, this region says on an average minus 13 degrees Celsius average temperature, frozen, cold field. You have frozen and cold field. Here you have in this entire regions, Arctic and Antarctica polar regions, 6 month darkness and 6 month of light. Not habitable zone as such, much habitable nahi hai ye. Very difficult and very different type of. This is a polar cold climate I have said. Somebody asked me about this, is not able to write, so please check it out. क्या है यहाँ पे देखिए. Okay, next one. Arctic, Antarctica, you see seal, polar bear, polar fox, reindeer, caribou, walrus, penguin, all these things here you have. Minus 13 degrees Celsius average temperature, frozen and cold field ice at 6 month duration or 6 month night. You have day and night. You have see. These are like in these regions, particularly north, southern part is not habitat, only scientific experiment for which you have in Antarctica. No heavy permanent habitation is there. People are there, scientists, scientific research center is here you have. In the north you have, I said Eskimo. Eskimos you will find out. They lives in the winter. Winter house है उनका, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, winter house. Winter house. Their ice house. They are called as snow house होता ना. This is called as it is called as igloo. Ice or snow house. In the summer, they live in tent. This tent are called as TUPIC, TUPIC. TUPIC होता है. They are hunter and food gatherers, I said. Hunter and food gatherer. People here are hunting and food gathering is the most important one. Clear? Summer tent, TUPIC. Winter house, snow house, igloo. Hunter and food gatherer. Permanently this region is inhospitable condition, not good for this. What type of natural vegetation you will get here? Natural vegetation, what you will get? There are mosses and lichens. So they are Hekistotherm, HEKISTOTHERM, Hekistotherm कहते हैं. This type of vegetation are called as Hekistotherm, which can even develop in the sub-zero condition. ये तो algae, very lower order plant and animal you are having in these regions. Okay, this is the conditions here of this. Hope you got some idea on this. Clear है? So as I said about this region, आपको जैसे बताया मैं ये पूरे एरिया के बारे में, mosses and lichens यहाँ होते हैं. Snow, there is no other things in these regions. Completely inhospitable condition, desertic, cold desert-like condition here, and no such any plant or animal in these regions. Mosses and lichen. Hekistotherm इसको कहते हैं. Very lower order जो कि काई बोलते हैं ना, काई type. Very lower order algae or something lower order, that is here. Fine, these are certain things about major climatic and natural regions of the world. Now I will take up your questions, whatever you have asked, and I will go for the world distribution again. Okay, your one of your question here. कुछ लोगों का कुछ question है, मैं लेता हूँ, फिर again I will go in detail of this. Today, Sir, is Gulf type of climate or Natal climate falls under China type? Yes. China type of climate in Gulf of Mexico is Gulf type, and in South Africa Natal type. Sir, British climate is also influenced by warm oceanic current, sometimes, not everywhere. What is the amount of annual rainfall of British climate? मैंने कहा था आपको 75 cm, up to 75 centimeter. Okay. You have given one question here about any problem or challenges related with what? Related with the British type of climate. I hope this question somebody has asked me. British type of climate. So any problem challenges with British type of climate? Now it is ecologically unsustainable most of the regions because of high commercialization, and we have gone for mostly agriculture, particularly in the case of floriculture, crop farming, vegetable cultivation, etc. But as such, there is nothing much, so you don't have to write this. Our hill station also find this type of vegetation, mean Siberian type. Yes, it is. So we'll have a discussion on that one later on about the Himalayan vegetations. Which trees are not used for handicraft industry? Which trees are not used for handicraft? See, handicraft के लिए कुछ भी यूज कर सकते हैं, मगर softwood are more useful for handicraft industry. Okay, you have given this question, I don't know why. I think you want to know the use of handicraft. आपने देखा नहीं होगा, मुझे लग रहा है जो ना आपका क्वेश्चन से ये लग रहा है कि आप ऐसे जैसे ना you have taken the question a different way. You have asked me which trees are not used for handicraft industry, because I said the temperate vegetation is useful for handicraft industry. How much idea you are having about the trees, let me know. My dear, hardwood are not very suitable for handicraft. पहले तो याद करो. Hardwood जो है, because wood carving is there. We are preparing from the hardwood itself. You must have seen in West Bengal, in Odisha, and in part of Andhra Pradesh and other part, wood carve करके लोग बनाते हैं. That is there. But in softwood it is very easy. After getting into IS, you will go to Mussoorie. They will give an assignment there, and there nowadays handicraft इसका interest कर लेना. You will get softwood there. देवदार ये सबको people used to prepare different type of, even pen बनाते हैं ना, pen जो है writing pen, you can prepare out of this. They will train you. अच्छा, what I am saying is, in fact, it is in extracurricular work sometimes people are doing. Handicraft industry is better, very well developed in some regions of the world with packaging industry, etc. Can we add global warming in the third that point? Yes, you can. Global warming उसको add कर सकते हैं, सभी में है. Here rainfall is very low in Siberia area, but why soil erosion is very high? Rainfall is low, no doubt, but snowfall is there. Snowfall is there. When the snow melts, the river flow, and that's why erosion is more. Please mention the types of Siberian climate. Siberian climate, Samoyed, SEMOYED, and Yakuts, YAKUTS. They are the most important tribal group here. Please mention the tribes of Siberian. Okay, Ladakh, Patagonia. Ayush here. Can we categorize the area north of Sikkim having Gordongbar, yes, lake as being a cold desert. Yes, same symptom we are getting, but it is because area is very small, so not categorized. Is Gulf climate or Natal climate falls under China type of climate? That's what I said. These two climate, Gulf and Natal climate, they are modified China type of climate. वही सेम सिम्टम है, थोड़ा बहुत डिफरेंस है, इसीलिए मैंने कहा वहाँ पे Gulf or Natal type of climate, the same China type of climate has some modification, little modification, and it is in Gulf of Mexico, Gulf type, South Africa, Natal type. Which cold current mix in Laurasia climate, and please mention some places. Yes, Laurentian climate जैसे कि East Europe or Eastern West Russian coast, let us talk about Eastern Russia, ईस्टर्न रशिया एंड होक्काइडो, ये बताया था मैं, होक्काइडो आइलैंड ऑफ जापान। यहाँ पे कौन सा कोल्ड करंट है? हियर यू हैव कोल्ड ओयाशियो, कोल्ड ओयाशियो, OYASHIO एंड वार्म क्यूरोशियो करंट। पहला है ये। सेकेंड, लॉरेंशियन क्लाइमेट of North America. North America. This region has Laurentian climate of North America. In this region we have कौन सा है? Laurentian climate of North America. Two current here. Cold Labrador current and warm Gulf Stream. Both are meeting in Laurentian climate of North America. Is it clear to you? I hope you got it now. Now another question. But sir, is not the feature different in China type and Gulf type of climate, natal type of climate? See, I said different modification मैंने कहा ना, इसीलिए it is a modified one. There are differences because of local factor, modified. Read the G.C. Leung. There are differences. Differences is there. That's why तो अलग अलग नाम दिया है. Okay, इसका थोड़ा सा differences है. It's not like lot of more difference. थोड़ा सा differences है because of local conditions. You remember China type and Gulf type is a modified, sorry, Gulf type and natal is a modified China type of climate. यही आएगा prelim में. Could you please give some information about desert belt? What is desert belt? Are you asking about desert belt? Kindly confirm once whether Patagonia Plateau experiences Laurentian climate. No, not at all. Patagonia Plateau is a cold desert. It is not a Laurentian climatic region. Modification हो जाता है और पूरी तरह से अलग हो जाते हैं ये because of height factor. वो कोस्ट में जो नैरो स्ट्रिप है ना, वेरी नैरो स्ट्रिप में उसी का एक ट्रांजिशनल टाइप वी आर फाउंडिंग, बट वी डोंट कंसीडर दिस एंटायर रीजन एज ए लॉरेंशियन क्लाइमेट. जो लिखा है थोड़ा सा जो बेल्ट है ऑफ अराउंड 20 किलोमीटर लेंथ में 200 किलोमीटर 20 किलोमीटर विड्थ 200 किलोमीटर लेंथ. इन द वर्ल्ड मैप इट इज वेरी मिनिमल एंड नॉट कंसीडर्ड मच. Okay, so these are certain things, questions I got. Let me now move on to, if you have any doubts on this particular regions, like each and every continent has this type of climate. आपको एक इंटरेस्टिंग मैंने पहले ही बताया था, अभी फिर बता देते हैं एक चीज. भाई अगर ऐसा है अफ्रीका में क्लाइमेटिक, मैंने इन द लास्ट क्लास आई डिड सेड समथिंग अबाउट अफ्रीका एंड आई टोल्ड यू हाउ दे आर डिफरेंसेस इज देयर. नाउ सेम वे इफ आई गो फॉर द नॉर्थ एंड साउथ अमेरिका, आप ये देख लो, ये दिस इज हियर इज दिस इज द this here is you have your entire what you call northern hemisphere in which includes your Africa, Europe and Asia. If I'll download a map of the world and I'll show you this particular point here, if I'll show you this particular point in the world map, you will be able to know about these particular regions. It's very slow, so I world map. I'll just show you certain things on this world map itself. Let me show you in this world map. See here, is it clearly visible? You remember that this is the, here you have the equator here. This region is 60 degree. ये हो गया आपका पोलर क्लाइमेट. This is polar climate, you know it. Now here it is 60 degree. So you have here polar climate. Now up to 10 degree I said earlier that this will have your here equatorial climate, this side also equatorial climate here. Here you have the equatorial climate here up to this. This is here is equatorial climate. Now, if I'll go for the monsoon climate, here it is monsoon. ये monsoon होगा, ये monsoon है. This is here is monsoon type of climate. Monsoon type here. Here you have this is monsoon type of climate. Monsoon. Here you have monsoon type. Here you have monsoon type. Here monsoon type of climate. I mean, this is here is the differences. देखो आप यहाँ पे इतना तो नहीं यहाँ तक आएगा ये, not up to that regions, but yes, up to this place you have monsoon. After this, as you know, this will be Laurentian type of climate. Here will have China type of climate. Here you will have China type here, natal type, as you know, natal type हो जाएगा यहाँ. यहाँ भी China type of climate है. China type of climate here. Here you have the China type of climate in this region. China type of climate. Here you have China type of climate. Here you have same way Gulf of Mexico. This is the China type of climate or Gulf climate. So LCM, if you remember, L, Laurentian climate. कहाँ होंगे Laurentia? Above this you have the Laurentian climate. ये Laurentia हो गया. LCM ये मानसून हो गया. Laurentia चाइना मानसून. Laurentia चाइना मानसून. Okay. Here is no Laurentia. Here is cold desert. In this region you have the cold desert here. Here you have. You don't have any extent in this particular part, so you don't have other things here. आप ऐसे बना के देखिए. This as one particular regions. ये पूरे regions को एक block ले लो. One box. So you can have like here. This is as B, M, H. British Mediterranean hot desert. Here I said L, C, M. Now S, S, S. Siberia, steppe, savanna regions and hot deserts are there in between. So hot deserts inundation is there. Or this side also we have. Here same way Siberia, steppe, savanna. Savanna ये बहुत छोटा सा एरिया है. But here British Mediterranean hot desert. So अगर ये ऐसा होता है, so you have British Mediterranean hot desert. ये तो इक्वेटोरियल रीजन है, हॉट डेजर्ट हो गया. Here you have Mediterranean and hot desert. Mediterranean and hot desert. S S S S S S S. स्टेपी इधर पे है ना, डाउन में स्टेपी, यहाँ पे स्टेपी है, ऐसे. सो आपका ये जो ओवरऑल जो देखो, दिस particular region is having different type of climate almost throughout the world. If you see, this is valid. So this climatic classification, whatever is there, valid. This is what I want to say. Hope that you got some idea now. You got some idea about the major climatic and natural regions of the world. जो हमने कराया उसको पढ़ लीजिए. And again I will request you to read this booklet, page number, the chapter number 29 मैंने कहा था, और GC Leon, any one you have to study, any one. इन दोनों में से कोई भी एक को आप पढ़ लीजिए, काफ़ी है. For the questions here, prelim is more important, preliminary questions ज़्यादा आएंगे. So you need to see whatever I have discussed in detail. Take the map and try to find out this, spend some time on revising the things. In the mains, questions will be like, hot deserts related, British climate, Mediterranean, maybe they will give. So let me give you one or two more questions on this. Is it clear? Okay. In the mains, we will give you more questions to write, but आप पुराना क्वेश्चन को देखो, previous year क्वेश्चन देख के कुछ बनाओ. One question here, like, in the temperate region, देखो, temperate region, both warm temperate Mediterranean is there, as well as we have here China type. Mediterranean and China, both in the warm temperate region, but one is having almost rainfall for 8 to 9 months, another one is your rainfall only in winter. एक समर में है कि विंटर में है. Why? I think no other question from anyone. Okay, so let me go for this. Question here is, Mediterranean and China type of climate are located in the warm temperate zone. Warm temperate zone, but China or Mediterranean region, but Mediterranean, but there is a great variation in their rainfall pattern. Discuss. 15 marks, 250 words. Mediterranean and China type of climate regions located in the warm temperate zone, but in the same, but there is a great variation in their rainfall pattern. Why I discuss. ये जो questions है ना इस type का indirectly in different way they can give you questions on this, so they can twist the question. दोनों में difference क्या है similarity है, इस type का question भी हो सकता है. Please try for this. Okay, do write some answer at least and practice the previous year questions. Okay, so as I said, a lot of question quality if you'll see in this particular regions, the question quality direct question you are getting on this particular part. Okay, anyway, so we'll have a break now. After the break we'll start the oceanography part today. So thank you very much. See you at 2 p.m. Okay, bye bye.